Picture this. It's 3 in the morning. The world is quiet. You're asleep, but your bank account isn't. With every tick of the clock, it's growing quietly, automatically. This is the dream, isn't it? The promise of making money while you sleep. For a generation navigating historic economic uncertainty where nearly half of young people report feeling stressed about their finances all or most of the time, this isn't just a fantasy. It feels like a lifeline. The internet is saturated with self-proclaimed gurus selling this dream. They flash rented cars and exotic locations, promising a secret formula for wealth without work. They leverage sophisticated psychological tactics, creating a sense of urgency and exploiting our fear of missing out. This digital landscape has given rise to the finfluencer, who often blurs the line between genuine advice and a sales pitch, preying on the very real financial anxiety that keeps you up at night. But what if that promise is the most expensive product they're selling? What if the idea of passive income you've been sold is a carefully constructed myth? Today, we're not here to destroy the dream. We're here to build a real foundation for it. We are going to deconstruct the myth of passive income from first principles and give you the actual blueprint for creating a resilient financial future. So if you're ready for the unvarnished, data-driven truth, subscribe to Gen Shift and let's begin the deconstruction. The great myth: passive income is not free money. The term passive income has been hijacked. It's been twisted into a synonym for free money. But that's a dangerous illusion. To understand what it truly is, we have to strip it down to its core principle, as defined by financial authorities like the IRS. Passive income is not money you get for doing nothing. It is money generated by an asset that you have either built or bought, an asset that operates without your material participation. Think of it this way. You're not looking for a magic money tree. You are building a money-making machine. This requires blueprints, raw materials, and hours of focused, active labor. You sweat, you build, you troubleshoot. Only when the machine is fully assembled and calibrated does it begin to operate on its own, generating output while you focus elsewhere. The income is the reward for the work you have already done. This is the fundamental law of value exchange. Active income is when you trade your time and labor directly for money. You are a cog in someone else's machine. Passive income is when you own the machine itself. The work is front-loaded. You put in the hours, the capital, or both during an intensive build phase. The passive phase only begins after the asset is complete, and even then, as we'll see, it requires maintenance. This reality check is crucial because the online narrative conveniently hides the build phase. It shows you the vacation, not the years of 16-hour days it took to afford it. And this distorted view makes people vulnerable. Data shows that for 1 in 5 US households that receive passive income, the median amount is only about $4,200 a year. That's $350 a month. It's a valuable supplement, a tool to build and sustain wealth, but it's not a get-rich-quick lottery ticket. The myth of effortless wealth preys on financial desperation, a state where our critical thinking is impaired by the urgent need for a solution. Understanding this distinction, active work now for passive rewards later, is the first most critical step toward genuine financial control. Category 1: investment-based passive income. So let's examine the blueprints for the 3 main categories of these income-generating machines, starting with the one that requires the most traditional fuel: capital. This is investment-based passive income, the classic strategy of making your money work for you. The most common example is dividend stocks. When you buy a dividend-paying stock, you own a tiny piece of a company that shares a portion of its profits with you, typically every quarter. This is passive income in one of its purest forms, but the hype often obscures the math. You'll hear that the stock market has an average annual return of around 10%, but this is dangerously misleading if you're seeking cash flow. A large part of that return is capital appreciation, the value of the stock itself going up. The actual passive cash flow, the dividend yield, is much lower. The long-term average dividend yield for the S&P 500 is around 1.81%, and in mid-2025, it's hovering closer to 1.25%. So a $100,000 investment would generate about $1,250 a year in passive income. not $10,000. While some companies known as dividend aristocrats have a long history of consistently increasing their dividends, these payments are never guaranteed and can be cut during economic downturns. It's a powerful wealth-building tool over decades, especially with compounding, but it's not a path to quitting your job next year. Then there's the quintessential passive income asset, real estate. Buying a property and collecting rent is a time-tested model. But again, the reality is more complex than the dream. The return you can expect, known as rental yield, varies dramatically by location. In high-yield European cities like Dublin or Riga, you might see gross yields of over 7% or 8%. In North America, stable markets like Columbus, Ohio offer solid returns, while in Australia, a city like Darwin averages a strong 6.6% yield. However, in high-cost cities like Sydney or Zurich, yields can drop to around 3%. More importantly, being a landlord is anything but passive. Research shows that managing a single rental property requires, on average, 4 to 5 hours of active work per month. That's nearly 60 hours a year for ongoing management. Add in the time for leasing and finding new tenants, which can take another 40 hours, and you're looking at close to 100 hours of work per year, per property. It's no surprise that over 60% of landlords report that dealing with maintenance is the worst part of the job. In this model, your capital buys the machine, but your time is the fuel and labor required for its constant upkeep. Category 2, product-based passive income. But what if you don't have a large amount of capital to invest? The modern creator economy offers a different path. One where the primary investment isn't money, but your time, knowledge, and skill. This is product-based passive income. The concept is incredibly alluring. Create a digital product, like an online course, an ebook, or a set of design templates, once, and sell it an infinite number of times with near zero cost of replication. This is where the making money while you sleep dream feels most tangible, as sales and delivery can be fully automated. But the word once is doing some very heavy lifting in that sentence. Let's look at the data. According to instructional design research, creating a single hour of moderately interactive e-learning content takes on average 197 hours of work. That's nearly 5 full-time work weeks to produce 1 hour of a polished online course. That is the true upfront investment. And what about the return? The creator economy is a massive and growing market, projected to be worth nearly $500 billion by 2027. But individual success is far from guaranteed. While top-tier creators can earn 7-figure incomes, new course creators typically earn between $500 and $5,000 per month, and that's after they've gained traction and built an audience. A realistic scenario shows that selling a $299 course to a 500-person email list with a healthy 4% conversion rate would generate just under $30,000. That's a significant launch, but it presupposes the most critical and time-consuming part of the equation: building an engaged audience of 2,500 people who trust you enough to buy from you. The same principle applies to ebooks and other forms of intellectual property. The ebook market is projected to generate nearly $15 billion in 2025, but success is a long game. Data on self-publishing shows that authors with 10 or more books in their catalog earn, on average, 5 times more from direct sales than those with just a few. Your first product is rarely the home run. It's the foundation. Similarly, licensing intellectual property, like a patent for an invention, a photograph, or a piece of music, can generate royalties, but this requires creating something of value that others are willing to pay to use. In this model, you are both the architect and the factory. You build the machine from scratch using your expertise, but the machine itself, the digital product, is useless without a distribution engine. Your audience, your email list, your marketing funnel, that is the automated system that delivers your product to the world, and it requires constant fuel and maintenance to keep running. Category 3, system-based passive income. The final category of passive income is perhaps the most misunderstood. These are system-based models where you don't create the product or invest huge sums of capital. Instead, your job is to build an automated business system that facilitates transactions. The two most hyped examples are affiliate marketing and dropshipping. Affiliate marketing involves earning a commission by promoting other companies' products. You build a website or social media presence, recommend products with a unique link, and get a cut of any sales. While some super affiliates earn over $100,000 a month, this is the extreme exception. The reality is that over 57% of affiliate marketers earn less than $10,000 per year. The timeline is also brutal. Most successful affiliate websites don't earn their first $1,000 in a single month until they are 12 to 18 months old, after publishing dozens of high-quality search engine optimized articles. The primary reason for failure is treating it like a passive venture from day one, ignoring the active work of building trust, creating valuable content, and mastering SEO. Dropshipping is a similar story. You set up an online storefront, but when a customer buys a product, a third-party supplier ships it directly to them. No inventory, low startup costs. It sounds perfect. Yet industry experts estimate that the success rate for new dropshipping stores is only 10% to 20%. The business model is plagued by thin profit margins, often just 15-25%, which get eaten up by the biggest expense, marketing. The most common reasons for failure are all active management problems: unreliable suppliers, poor product quality, long shipping times, and non-existent customer service. So in these models, your machine is the entire marketing funnel and operational pipeline. The barrier to entry is low, which creates hyper-competition. The barrier to success, however, is incredibly high, requiring mastery of digital marketing, logistics, and customer relations. Conclusion. So the truth about making money while you sleep is that it's earned during the day. It's not a lottery ticket you find, it's a machine you build. Whether you build it with capital, with time and expertise, or with complex automated systems, the principle is the same. Proactive, strategic work up front leads to automated income later. This knowledge doesn't kill the dream of financial freedom. It is the blueprint for achieving it. By understanding the real math, the true timelines, and the active effort required, you are now equipped with a realistic roadmap. You are inoculated against the hype and misinformation that preys on financial anxiety. This understanding is the first, most powerful asset you can build. It transforms fear into agency and sets you on the path to a truly resilient financial future. What kind of income-generating machine are you planning to build? Share your ideas or questions in the comments below. Let's build this knowledge together. And for more deep dives into the future of work and wealth, make sure you subscribe to GenShift. The future belongs to those who build it.